Okay, in tonight's demonstration, I am going to use some of the Gelli printed papers that I made. Here's one. Ahead of time, I did a bit of work seeing which things I wanted to go together. This is not a print. If you were in yesterday's class, I don't like to waste paint. And so I just, with my palette knife on deli paper, I just scrape all this paint, and then I can use that in my paintings as collage material. So the one I chose was this one. I already started doing some cutting on it. This is going to be my background, and I'm going to do a cat and a hat, and this will be the face. This will be the hat. I'm going to do more cutting, and then this was a stencil I printed on my German grandmother's recipe page. So let's see, I'm going to get started. Okay, first thing I want to do is glue my background down. Okay, with Mod Podge, I'm going to use the foam brush, and usually I put the glue on the paper. I'm wondering if I'm going to go, well, okay, here we go. And I like using the foam brush because Mod Podge dries like a rock and will ruin your brushes. So these foam brushes I can use a couple of times and then dispose of them. This is where it gets tricky. I've got to position it, and then I usually smooth it from the middle out. This is kind of a thin rice paper, so it's already buckling a little bit. Do the best I can, and then I put my deli paper on top, and I get my plastic scraper to get as many of those bubbles or buckles out. Okay, this is going to be the face of the cat. This is going to be the hat. I have to turn it around for a second just so I can figure out the cat shape of the cat head. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, the shape of a cat head is sort of triangular, right? Rounded at the top, maybe. So in a non-fussy way, I'm just gonna okay, so here's what I have. These are going to be the ears. Okay, so I can do some cutting and I can do some ripping. So if I'm ripping, what I do is I fold along the line that I drew. And then I rip along that crease. If it's a little bit jagged, that's fine. Okay, so there's the cat and the hat, and there'll probably be some sort of maybe dress down here. Okay, then I'm going to put these flowers on this hat band. This recipe page is really old, and what's nice about that is it rips easily. Okay, got to turn it around again so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to glue that on there, but first I'm going to do a little cutting on these strips. I'm thinking they're feathers. All right. Thinking just one ear. One ear. All right, now so I spent quite a bit of time arranging. That's probably the most important part. If you glue things down one piece at a time and then you change your mind, well, you can't get it up, right? Now I don't know if I like the ear. I don't think I like it. It's like a puzzle, like a jigsaw puzzle, right? And I just made this collage paper yesterday. I was at the beach and there was this big piece of kelp and I printed kelp texture. Okay, I think I've got the base. So I'm going to start with this one, then the head, and then work my way up. And normally I would not work this fast, but I'm on the clock. So it's forcing me to make quick decisions here. Again, Mod Podge. So if you were doing this on canvas, you would Mod Podge it on. Next week, we will go to modeling paste and we will be embedding some collage material. So getting back more into paint. Got to turn it around for a second, see what I'm doing. I'm liking this edge with the holes. I'm kind of thinking of almost like buttons on an outfit. See if I can work that in there. Not sure yet. Okay. Thinking about that. All right. Okay, when you get to something like this, I'm just gluing the bottom portion, and then I'll lift it up and get each, whatever these things are, feather. And I like them going off this background shape, breaking out of the picture plane a little bit. Again, because I'm working against the clock, I'm not doing my craftsmanship is not the best just yet, or at the moment. Okay, so I've got my base structure. Now I'm going to load the details on, the goodies, right? Looking like an Indian, which I don't want. I'm thinking more of like a Victorian type hat, really is the look that I want. Okay, then a lot of times you have all these little leftover scraps. And if there's interesting ones, I don't throw them away. I have this like miniature accordion folder. I just throw scraps in there. So I went through and I found a couple that I thought that might go on there. I don't know yet. This is a little more abstract. That might go. That's got nice contrast. I don't know yet. I'm thinking maybe this one, but now I need to address the face. Okay, so I can do that with paint. I can do that cutting. I'm going to cut out some more paper, and then I'll probably come in and do some paint. So this is the back of one of my kelp prints, and I kind of like this green from my brayer. Although I don't think that's going to be enough contrast. So maybe I'll go orange. Maybe I'll go totally different here. Thinking this turquoise in this deli paper. And what's great about having these, that if you have a lot of them and you cut it up and you mess up, who cares? You've got a whole stash of them. So again, I'm placing it on there, and then like I don't love it. Okay, it's trial and error. Don't like that? Okay, nothing lost. I am going to pencil in some features And I'm doing this upside down, and I'm going to do it in my, I'm thinking again, shape a cat eye, sort of almond, right? Shape a nose, triangle, and I'm using a red charcoal pencil. Okay. I could bring an ear in. We shall see. Okay, I'm going to do some paint now. Time to add some paint on there. And then for the eyes, I'm going to do a wash of white, and then maybe I'll build up some yellow on that. I don't know. Okay, so I'm painting in the eyes. And what I like about the charcoal pencil is it bleeds a little bit if into the paint if it's wet, which I happen to like. I'm going to bring some more earth tones in for contrast because I've got enough color. I like this in the background, which I think is a burnt sienna or a burnt umber. So instead of going black with the nose, I'm going to do this burnt umber. Okay, maybe I will. I think, yeah. Okay, so it's totally changed. I thought this was a Victorian female cat. It's not. It's a party cat. Okay. A little party hat on there. There's the ear. So I look at painting and making art. It's a conversation. You know, you start in one place and then you allow for change. Okay. Okay, so in my, this may be too much, but in my little file folder, I had thought earlier and I thought, no, it was the little cutout bottle, vintage bottle of scotch. See if I can find it. Okay, I've got one, which is root beer, and I've got one that is Seagram's scotch. So you can bring in magazine imagery. I don't know. Does it go? Again, I'm trying this trial and error. What I like is the colors. Let's put it there. Okay. And I shuffle things around and then they tend to kind of often land in a spot that feels right. Okay, come here. From an old Life magazine. Okay. It's done. He needs something more. Something more in the shirt down here. I'm not sure what. but I think you get the idea. So I think I'm going to stop. Okay, one more thing. I lied. Okay. I'm going to put in some darker raw umber. I want more cat fur going in there, or whiskers. Okay, I'm mixing off to the side here a little bit of red with my burnt umber, since I seem to have those colors throughout. Okay, so there's more that I can see I need to do. It's going to involve more paint, like maybe doing more impasto paint up here, maybe some drawing, probably making the eyes black. But I know that you all want to get to work. Maybe you already are. So I'm going to end right there and take questions.